Hi, me again. Alright, so we last talked about changes in leaf color being an abiotic, or the consequence of an abiotic phenomena, which is basically the tilt of the earth, its rotation around the sun in this 365-day phenomena, and its rotation on its axis, well, maybe not that so much, but tilt and rotation around the sun that leads to these changes in the quality and the amount of UV light that's going to plants, and thus we get temperate forest, autumnal color displays. And a little bit about the human brain's super excitement. I gotta get some good brain chemistry response to that, especially in the spring, I think. It's probably even more so a response. Alright, so right now, if you live slightly east in the U.S., you are probably in the pathway of some major migratory. Cornell's Lab of Ornithology, Lab of O, has super fun maps about the migratory pathways of birds, in addition to super fun apps for birds. But if you're in more of the eastern part of the United States, eastern Midwest, and a little bit east of that even, you are likely in a pathway of these migratory birds. So like Tennessee and Baltimore, New York State, they're all in important migratory pathways where the birds are going now from the northern, say Canada, their summer habitat, their summer homes, and now they're going back to their winter homes in South America. So, interestingly, a lot of these birds, they got a long way to fly, right? And so they are burning up a ton of energy. You may have noticed birds they do put on weight. You will see them putting on weight just prior to reproduction. But also, at this time of year, they're going to try to maximize putting on weight as they travel through this very long migration. And one of the great ways to put on weight, if you're a bird, is to eat juicy, fat, delicious caterpillars, because they got a lot. Caterpillars can increase their body mass 3,000 to 6,000 fold. That is a lot of body mass, okay? That is imagine if you could increase your body mass in just a few days, or maybe a couple weeks, from 3,000 to 6,000 fold. Oh my word. Try to do the math on that. So that's a lot of fat and deliciousness and nutrients that are available to the birds as they're migrating through. So this is something to think about this time of year. It's a really great time to stop using pesticides. All right? If you're prone to using pesticides outdoors, try to find new novel ways, and there's a ton of them. There's really not a lot of pesticide damage going on right now. Plants have evolved to be able to handle a lot of pests, and so those caterpillars, not only could they potentially become very important pollinators next spring, but a lot of them are critically important bird food. That includes beetles. A lot of the beetles that are around now, really also very important bird food too as they travel through. And obviously the seeds, sunflower seeds are high in oils. They're an excellent resource for birds migrating through. And one of the things that a lot of people are noticing, sadly, is a reduced number of birds around their bird feeders this past summer, and also reduced diversity of birds. And I've talked about this before. So if you want to help stop that diversity loss, one would be to plant a lot more diverse types of flowering plants in your yard that fruit in the late winter, that are not going to be invasive, and to maybe reduce the amount of lawn or turf you have in your yard by 1/3, or even better yet 2/3, and replace that with native flora that can provide both the insects as well as the seeds, and birds use for nesting, for these birds that either migrate through or hang